This conference will now be recorded.
All right, everybody, and welcome to this webinar for our CRM Summit that we are recording as part of the CRM Summit that we're doing. It's CRM Software 2020. It's a comparison of the top applications, advice for best use. What I want to make sure we do is when we're done with this session, you've got a really good idea of some of the top CRM applications that are out there, some of their pros, some of their cons, and also just some best practices, things that we've learned over the years, things that I've learned running the Marks Group that I think will be beneficial to you. So that whether you're using a CRM system now or if you're implementing a new CRM system or thinking of buying one, in advance like sort of what to expect and what pitfalls there are to avoid. So let's get this underway. First of all, just as a bit of an introduction, my name is Gene Marks. I am the owner of the Marks Group PC. I also write frequently on these various places. Weekly, you can find me at The Guardian and Forbes and Inc. and Entrepreneur and The Hill and even the Philadelphia Inquirer as well. I've been writing for as well, all on business and technology. And one of the things I do cover from a technology standpoint is CRM, because that's what the Marks Group does. We sell 5 CRM applications. This presentation, by the way, I'm going to talk about some of the applications we sell. I'm going to talk about a lot of them that we don't sell, because even though we sell 5 CRM applications, there are plenty of great ones that are out there that I wish we could be selling, but we don't, mainly because we just don't have the bandwidth to do it all. But that doesn't mean that there aren't a lot of really great CRM applications out there that you can be using, and I want to make sure that you're aware of what they are so you can make a full judgment as to what's best for your company. Now, during this presentation, these are the big things that we're going to be covering. We're going to be looking at the benefits of CRM. I want to go over why you would buy a CRM. I want to talk about sort of the key features that people take advantage of when they have a CRM system. In addition to that, I'm going to talk about a comparison of key CRM players that are out there that are, these are the software applications, and I'll draw some comparisons, give you pricing as to what they are. I want to go through really sort of a black and white calculation as to whether or not it's worth buying a CRM system. Just so you know, a lot of people, decide not to buy a CRM system because it just doesn't make sense to do. And I want to show that that there is a calculation you can go through to determine whether or not it really does make sense to buy a CRM application. I'm going to give you finally some tips for success. We have implemented lots of CRM systems. I have learned a lot over the years from implementations that have succeeded and some ones that have failed. And I want to share with you just what our clients that have. We have about 600 active clients that use the CRM systems that we implement. I want to share with you what some of them do well and where some of them have fallen. And finally, I'll give you some resources for research so you can go out on your own and look around things around. Now, just be aware, CRM as a software, I mean, it is absolutely exploding. CRM is it's now the biggest software market in the world. The growth isn't slowing down. It's expected to reach more than $80 billion in revenues by 2025, and 91% of the companies with more than 11 employees now use CRM software. So, CRM is a big deal. It used to be back in the day when I was selling it, I would have to explain to people what customer relationship management meant and what these CRM systems do. But no longer. CRM systems now are pretty much known by most companies. And in my opinion, every company should have a CRM system. I don't care if you are a retail store or a restaurant, or if you are, if you're a multi-million-dollar organization. Every company must have a CRM system. And the reason, are really threefold. There are 3 big benefits to having a CRM system. Number one is that nothing falls through the cracks. A CRM system is nothing more than a database. It's usually in the cloud, and in that database contains everybody that comes in contact with your business, your customers, your prospects, your vendors, your suppliers, all people that are coming in contact with your business are in the database. And if you're using the system right, and by the way, easier said than done, and I'll talk about some of that soon, you'll find that your CRM system allows you to make sure that you're following up with everybody, not just your hot prospects or open deals, but existing customers, or even people that say they might have an interest but check back with me in 6 months or a year, or even that person that you met at a conference or somebody at a golf outing that you want to stay in touch with. If you set it up right in your CRM system, people get followed up. Nobody falls through the cracks with a good CRM system. It helps you drip, drip, drip on them until someday you can't put a gun to somebody's head to buy your products, but you want them thinking of you all the time when it does come time that they feel that they have a need, and a good CRM system will make sure that nothing falls through the cracks. The second out of three big benefits is this. In a good CRM system, everyone is on the same page. There is no question that a good CRM system itself has got the ability to collect data, notes, activities, emails, information about anybody that's in your database. And when it's set up the right way and your security is configured in the right way, whoever is accessing your CRM system will hopefully see all of the information about your CRM system about that customer that everybody else can see. So a customer calls in, the worst thing is when somebody doesn't even recognize who that customer is. It's very nice when somebody calls to your office and whoever picks up the phone or meets them out at an outing can be like, oh, hey, Bob, I see you were spoken to, Susan in our office. Hopefully she's, you're happy with the services we're providing, or, I understand that you're thinking of this, or that you got this going on in your business. These are all ways that you make sure that everyone's on, that you're sharing all the same data. And finally, it is a big data world. And when a CRM system is implemented the right way, it is a great database. And that database, if the data is complete and accurate, it really provides a lot of value to your company, particularly if one day you're looking to maybe exit your company, sell your company, pass the company down to another generation or to your employees. This is a big data world. And we are finding in client after client, when they are looking to move on from their lives and sell their businesses, people are paying extra money for good data. And there is no better place for this great data than a CRM system. So even if you're struggling with it now, even if you've got challenges getting it up and running and implemented, just remember that, playing the long game, whatever tears you're going through now implementing your system, it will pay off in the long run, because a CRM system does provide a lot of great data, and that data has a lot of value long term. So those are the three big benefits of getting a CRM system, and definitely some that you should definitely be keeping in mind. Now, when you buy a CRM system, there are really some key features that people rely on, and let me make sure that you're aware of what they are. I mean, there's sales, marketing, and service features. And the big features of sales, for starters, there's four of them, but the number one is contact management. I mean, if you look at your company right now, do you have a database that everybody is just logging their calls in, or saving their emails to, and just taking basic notes about the people that they're talking to? Most of my clients, when they start out with CRM, they're not even doing that. And a lot of companies are not doing that either right now. That's just basic content management. And if you're using your CRM system for nothing more than that, don't worry about it. You're still probably miles ahead of where you were before, and thousands of miles ahead of where a lot of other companies are. So contact management is one key feature of a CRM system. The second big feature, of course, is lead management. Good CRM systems integrate with websites. They bring in leads. Those leads go in. There's automation for them to be followed up. There's tracking of it, and there's metrics as to where the leads are coming from, and what's happening to them in the long run. Good CRM systems have opportunity management, where you can track bigger deals that go into your pipeline and make sure none of them fall through the cracks. And underneath those opportunities, you might be using your CRM system to do quoting and forecasting as well. From a sales perspective, those are the four big areas that people use CRM systems for, to make sure that nothing falls through the cracks and everybody's on the same page. Now, if you take it up a notch, you can use your CRM system for marketing. Now, there are plenty of great advanced marketing automation systems, but the really good mainstream systems that are out there today, and I'm about to talk about a few of them, they handle bulk email, or at least they integrate with the big services like Constant Contact or MailChimp. And they also handle things like campaign management as well. So even from a basic marketing standpoint, and trust me, bulk email and campaign management, not as basic as you think, and it may be well above what you're doing right now. A good CRM system comes complete with those features. And if you're really knocking the ball out of the park with those features, you can always step up to other more advanced marketing automation softwares. And finally, there's service. Now, a lot of my clients overlook the service capabilities of their CRM system, and that's kind of a shame because in the end, it is all about service. It's all about making sure your customers are happy. It's making sure you're following up with your customers as well. And good CRM systems have this stuff. They track incidents, or you might call them cases, or you might call them tickets. But basically, they track problems. They come with knowledge bases so that you can add articles and information so people can share them to solve customers' problems. They come complete with queuing and routing so that when complaints or issues come in, they get put into a system, and there's a procedure for dealing with them. And then, of course, they track all of the service activities that are going on, emails going back and forth, notes, appointments, service calls, on-site visits. All of that gets put in the CRM system as well. Listen, service management is a big, big deal. And you don't want your salespeople calling up a customer trying to sell them some additional product if they're having a problem with service. So it's important to know that CRM is just not all about sales, and it's not all about marketing. It's all three of those things that you ultimately want to bring together in your CRM system. And good CRM systems include that. Okay, so let's get to the details. What are some of the big CRM products that are out there? Now, if you notice, I've asterisked the ones that we implement, but then there are plenty of others that are out there that we don't. But let me give you just sort of an overview of some of the key CRM applications in 2020, so you know like what's out there and what to expect. There's enterprise and there's SMB, small and medium-sized business. An enterprise company, if you consider yourself to be enterprise, you're basically looking at 25 users and above, 25 people that are putting data into the system and using it. Obviously, these definitions can vary. Some of these applications may apply to smaller work groups, but generally 25, 50, 100, 200, 500 users, that's considered to be enterprise. Now, the granddaddy of them all, of course, is Salesforce.com. We implement Salesforce.com. Salesforce is it's the BMW of CRM. I mean, you're not going to get fired for buying Salesforce.com. Your accountants might not like you when they look at the cost, but Salesforce, man, it has got all the features that you want. It was the first and the best in the market with good CRM, cloud CRM. Salesforce's stock ticker is CRM. I mean, need I say any more? I mean, it is extremely customizable with a very passionate community, all the features that you would need, integrations with just about any application that's out there because everybody wants to integrate with Salesforce. That's all the good. On the downside, it's expensive. A typical, starting implementation of Salesforce for an enterprise is about $150 a user a month, and a lot of times the monthly price goes up more than that when you consider some of the additional things that you're adding onto it. In addition, there are some significant consulting fees because big consulting firms, not me, but bigger ones than us, they implement Salesforce.com. So with all the flexibility and features and all that Salesforce has there, it dominates the market, but it does come as an expense. For me, if you're a smaller player, less than 25 users, although Salesforce will argue with me and say their application is just fine, Salesforce has less expensive versions for smaller companies. They also come with less features. I think Salesforce is overkill for a lot of small and medium-sized businesses unless they really have some specific and unique needs. But Salesforce is an excellent product, and frankly, you should always be evaluating it if you've got an enterprise-wide system. Everybody else is trying to catch up to Salesforce, including Microsoft. Microsoft has Microsoft Dynamics. It used to be Microsoft CRM, but no more. It's just Microsoft Dynamics, and they have separate modules for sales, marketing, and service. Basically, if you get Microsoft Dynamics, you're likely going to pay about $95 a month a user. You can get away with just some of the sales features for about $65 a month a user. We also implement Microsoft Dynamics. We've got about 100 clients that we have that we serve using it. And I tell you who is the best candidate for a Microsoft Dynamics implementation. It's Microsoft shops. It's companies that are using Outlook. It's companies that are standardizing on Office. It's companies where their IT staff are Microsoft trained people, and maybe they're using other applications from Microsoft, like their accounting applications or SharePoint or SQL Server based applications, or obviously Windows platforms. When I hear that it's a Microsoft environment, I'm usually like, you got to look at Microsoft Dynamics. How does Microsoft Dynamics compare to Salesforce on a feature by feature basis? In my opinion, they're very, very similar. Both of those companies are keeping a close eye on each other. Microsoft has a very, very good channel of partners like ourselves at the Marks Group that do implementations and customize and develop solutions and do all the training. The downside on Microsoft, when I compare it to Salesforce, is this. Microsoft, as you know, is a giant, giant company that also is, it sells a lot of other products. Salesforce, also a big company, but clearly smaller than Microsoft. Salesforce just sells Salesforce. That's what they're all about. Having said that, I've never had any problems with the Dynamics group. The support, the service has always been very, very good. And don't forget, Microsoft also owns LinkedIn. And although they've been very, very careful about, getting, allowing people to get that data out of LinkedIn, it's still out there with potential integration capabilities in the future. Now, there are some other players in the enterprise world as well. There's Oracle, also very, very good for people that are Oracle shops. SAP has an excellent CRM modules that go away with their S/4HANA systems as well as their small business systems as well. So SAP's CRM system is very, very good. Sage also has an excellent CRM module. And if you're a Sage customer and you're using Sage accounting or order processing or any of their financial modules, it makes complete sense that you should be going and looking at Sage, their CRM modules as well. And finally, I like NetSuite. NetSuite is also more of a financial application, completely cloud-based, excellent for enterprise financials, that could do everything in the cloud. And they also have a very good CRM module that's standalone. And it is something that could be looked at. If you're a NetSuite user, you should definitely consider checking it out. Even if you're not a NetSuite user, I found that even on the standalone capabilities, it's very, very good. All right. If you're a small business, I've got like, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got about 14 applications to consider. You ready? First of all, here's my first 7. All right. Zoho, Nimble, Sugar, Copper, and Sightly, Zendesk, HubSpots. Now, the ones I've asterisked are the ones that we implement, so just bear in mind. But let me tell you, when you look at this list of 7, and frankly, when you look at this other list of 7, I want you to know that all of these applications have been around for a while. We have clients and non-clients that use all of these. I'm familiar with all of these. They are all excellent CRMs for small and medium-sized companies. If you've got less than 25 users and you're willing to pay a little bit to get it implemented the right way, trust, as much as I'd love to sell you Zoho or any of the other products that we sell, if you decide that one of these others is more suitable, for your business, good for you. Because if it's implemented the right way, you will be happy with any of these CRM. These are all companies that have been around for a while and ones that I can vouch for. Now, just to lay out some of the differences. Zoho, maximum price for their CRM is about $35 a month a user. The benefits to Zoho are manyfold. It is, I call it the poor man's Salesforce.com. We use it internally at the Marks Group. We have 10 people in my company. It is a fantastic cloud-based, great mobile apps, very customizable, lots of third-party integrations for Zoho. Very, very good. The only downside that I say for Zoho is that it is an Indian-based company, which means that the people there are very nice and very knowledgeable, but sometimes it takes a little bit more to get, their attention. Sometimes there's time, there's language issues. But if you've got a good partner that's working with you, like us or any of the other Zoho partners, you should be fine. Nimble is another excellent application for Microsoft. If you're a Microsoft Office user and you really want something that really integrates well with Office, and you've got less than, say, 10 users, Nimble is the answer. Microsoft, frankly, has given up on the small companies. I mean, they've tried with different types of applications like the Outlook Contact Manager and other things that not succeeded. They basically delegated the job to the folks at Nimble, and Microsoft partners are allowed to sell Nimble. So check it out. Nimble is a great little application and it has some focus on social CRM as well. It does has great communication tools and integration with some of the social media sites. Sugar, excellent application that combines that coming either cloud or it can also come on premise. Sugar's also unique feature is they will give you source code if you want to pay for it. So if you really have a complex type of thing that you want to do, Sugar is a great application to do that, and they also have a good partner channel as well that implements. Copper is excellent if you're a Google house. If you're in Gmail and you're using Google Apps and the Google Suite and all of that, Copper fits really nicely into that. Priced similar to Zoho and Nimble. It is a very flexible, good customizable CRM. You'd be very happy with it. Insightly, also a very nice little CRM for small businesses. Zendesk is a CRM that focuses more on the service side. So remember, if your real focus is on customer service, incidents, cases, queuing, all that service management, get Zendesk because it has a service application with CRM capabilities. To counteract that, there's HubSpot. HubSpot is an excellent marketing application with both inbound and outbound features. Very, very good with a very good CRM module. So if you're focused more on marketing, if your marketing manager is the one that's driving these conversations, if this is you really want to expand your content creation and your website development and your blogging, all of that is great. HubSpot might be a great solution for you, and then you can add a CRM module onto it to provide some CRM capabilities to it. Pipedrive is excellent. We're now on the upper right-hand side for sales teams. As is, I go on the bottom for Redtail is also very good for sales and financial sales. Going back up, we sell Goldmine. Goldmine, Act, and Maximizer are one of the 3 remaining on-premise CRM applications that are out there. Those 3 applications have versions that you just buy and you own and you stick it on your server, and you're not paying monthly fees. There's no cloud, there's no nothing. You got to connect to it through remote desktop. The application providers do give you some tools. The benefits to these applications are they've been around for 1,000 years. Their architecture might be a little older, but they have good, strong communities, and they're certainly tried and true. And you buy it and you own it. If you've got a good network and you don't like the cloud or don't want to go down that road, consider Goldmine, Act, or Maximizer. And then finally, there's Method and Redtail. Redtail, again, good for financial applications. Legrand is also good. Method is good. If you're a big QuickBooks user, Method integrates very well with QuickBooks. As do many of the others integrate with QuickBooks as well, but Method in particular was a nice QuickBooks add-on for CRM. So these are the main CRM players that are out there. Obviously, as you're watching this, if you have specific questions for me on pricing or whatever, feel free to reach out to me separately. Now, we've talked about the main players. Let me also just kind of give you a little calculation about whether or not a CRM system is really worth it. Because here's the thing. If you're going to buy a CRM system, let's say you're going to spend, I don't know, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 on a CRM system over a period of years. That same money you can use for other purposes. You can buy a piece of equipment with that. You can buy inventory with it. I mean, a CRM system, the decision to buy it is no different than buying any other asset. You need to look at what the return on investment is for that asset. And let me walk you through just a simple calculation to help you figure that out. Here's what you do. To see if a CRM system is worth it, you have to quantify what revenues did I lose because I did not have a CRM system, and what productivity could I gain by having a CRM system. That should be the kind of dollar savings that you want to make when you get a CRM system. So in this example on the top line, I'm showing that revenues lost in 2008. I'm assuming because people didn't follow up on quotes, angry customers didn't get responses, there was some missed opportunities. Basically, if you didn't have a CRM system and people fell through the cracks or you blew people off, because of all of that, you lost a deal. And if you could go back in time into the past year and say, if we had a CRM system, we really had a good shot at making that deal. I'm assuming over the course of the year, just for this exercise, you lost 3 sales because you didn't have a CRM system, and each one was worth $10,000. So you lost $30,000, in that year, 1 year. Now, what about productivity? If you look at what your people are doing, they're doing repetitive tasks, There's no automation. They're spending too much time on emails. They're spending too much time on quotes. They don't have templates. They're falling over each other as well. You think to yourself, can I save in productivity? In this example, I'm assuming with a good CRM system among all of your staff, maybe you could save 10 hours a week. And if you assume that your staff is costing you about 40 bucks an hour when you look at their salary, taxes, benefits, health insurance, and over 50 weeks, that a good CRM system might save you $20,000 in productivity a year, which means that just 1 year you could save $50,000, you can assume, from a good CRM system. And over 7 years, which is a very conservative estimate of the life of a CRM system, you could be saving $350,000. Now, what does it cost to implement a CRM system? Well, a typical 5-user system, whether you're getting, in our experience, whether you're getting Zoho, whether you're getting Redtail, whether you're getting Sugar, it's going to take somebody, I don't know, time to get it set up and configured and trained and the reports and migrate some data in and customize it and all of that. About a week's worth of time it usually takes for a 5-user system. I'm assuming 50 hours. I'm being super conservative. And then I'm assuming that you're not even going to do this yourself. You're going to have an outside person do it. And by the way, you can do a lot of this yourself. Okay, an outside person, we charge 175 bucks an hour. I'm even bumping them up and saying you're paying 200 bucks an hour for somebody, which means you're going to spend 10 grand on implementation costs to get your CRM system up and running. And then if you're going to buy software, I mean, none of this, the SMB software I mentioned exceeds $50 a month a user. They're all less than that. But conservatively, I'm saying, all right, say it's 50 bucks a month a user. And you've got 5 users per month for 7 years. Over 7 years, over 1 year, 7 years, you're going to spend $21,000 on the software, which means your total software costs and implementation costs is $31,000. And yet here I am making the case that you're going to save $350,000 over 7 years. That's your return on investment. It's a 10 times return on investment over 7 years. If those numbers get anywhere close to what you're thinking, it makes a lot of sense to do. All right, finally, let me just leave you with just 6 little tips for success with your CRM system. I mean, I just want you to know we've implemented hundreds of CRM systems. Most of them were successful, but we have had quite a few that were profanity-filled, tear-stained failures. Our fault mostly, but I've learned, okay? I've learned over the 25 years of doing this. So let me just share with you 6 things that I've learned that I hope will help you implement your CRM system. The first, focus on the company, not the product. Don't worry, don't make the spreadsheet and put all the features and check them off and compare product by product by product by product. You're wasting your time. It's a cloud-based world now. All of these guys compete against each other. They're all watching each other closely. And whenever one company does something new, the other companies copy it within weeks. And then because it's the cloud, you don't have to wait for the new version. It's just up and running. So don't get all caught up in features. Focus on the company. Do you want to be in a partnership? Do you want to be in bed with Microsoft over the next 7 years? Salesforce? Zoho, HubSpot? How good are these companies? What are their communities like? What are their conferences like? What kind of support do they give? What do other people say about the company? Because your data is going to be wrapped up in this company and it's going to be hostage on their servers. Yeah, you can back it up separately, but you know what I mean in the cloud. They got it. So you better like the company. Don't worry about the product so much going forward. The features will be fine. Focus on the company. Number 2, invest in an administrator. You will fail if you don't have one person in your company at least that's responsible for the completeness and the accuracy of the data in your system. Invest in an administrator. Get that person trained. Give that person support. Make sure that that's the go-to person for your salespeople if they ever need their noses wiped or they need their butts diapered. That's the administrator who does it. That's the person who knows all the advanced tasks to do, all the things they got to take care of to make sure that that your people are using the system right. They own the system. You got to have somebody and invest in somebody to do that. For a 5 to 10 user system, after the implementation, that person might spend a total of 1 day, maybe 2 days at most a week doing CRM related stuff, maintaining, sending out emails, doing reports, answering questions, providing training. It's worth it. If they're that busy, that means people are using the CRM system, and that's good. Number 3, Make sure somebody on the management team buys in and owns it too. Do not have your managers, some senior executive has got to say it is either in the system or it doesn't exist. If you don't have somebody in your company that steps up and says that, you're going to fail. Somebody has got to be the way. And even when the salespeople complain, oh, it's not the way I'm used to doing it. This is some extra work for me, whatever. You want an executive that is going to say, I don't care. This is our data. This is our company. We are building value here. You need more training. You need more help. I'll get that to you. But if you want to work in this company, you're using the CRM system, and that's just what the rule is. You need an executive who's going to do that and stand by that. Number 4, focus on reports. In the end, your CRM system is nothing but a database. The most popular reports, most best clients that I have good reports coming out of their system. Have a pipeline report. That's number 1. If you're still doing your pipeline stuff out of spreadsheets, you're failing, because you should be doing all of that out of your CRM system and generating a report that looks just like your spreadsheets. Have a report of open quotes that's aged. Have a report of activities of your sales and service people and zero in on the 20% of those people that are just need that extra help and leave the other 80% alone. Get a report every day or every week of open issues, open problems that your customers are having. Don't run away from them. Those are opportunities. And finally, get a report once a month or once a quarter of sales and quotes and deals that you lost, and understand why, so you can adjust and you can fix. The clients that I know that are using the CRM system and getting these reports, they're succeeding with them well. Leverage automation as well. All of these systems have now artificial intelligence, workflows, automated processes. Use them. They're going to get more and more and more as software gets more intelligent. Have post-conference follow-ups automated. When somebody visits your website, get the data immediately into your system, and based on what they're asking for and where they're located, funnel that lead out through your CRM system to the appropriate party, and then have reminders for their managers to follow up and make sure that those leads are getting responded to. Have auto responses for emails coming in. Leverage the AI so that certain requests and questions can be answered by the CRM system, not by a human being. And get alerts when customers are inactive or there hasn't been any activity or communications with certain customers. Find out about that so that they don't go elsewhere because they are being ignored by your company. And finally, pony up a few bucks and work with a partner. Yes, we're a CRM partner for the applications that we integrate. I'm telling you, we're worth it. Okay, I know we're 175 bucks an hour, but no offense, you know your business. You don't know what you're doing with a CRM system. Okay, we do. So we know how these systems work inside and out. We will tell you what will work best. We will tell you how to use it best. We will teach you to configure it and train and do whatever you got to do, or we'll just do it for you. But in the end, I mean, come on. It's like you arrive at a new city, you should definitely get a bus tour of the city to get the lay of the land. If you're going to implement a new CRM system, work with an expert or a partner to really understand that system. A lot of these companies have partner channels. Even if they do or they don't, go on LinkedIn. You get Copper, you want to get HubSpot, you want to get Pipedrive, great. Go onto LinkedIn and do some searching for some consultants that work with these applications and use them. It'll be the best money that you ever spent. All right. Final resources, if you're searching for CRM applications, some good sites to start with that lay them all out: Capterra and Software Connect. And finally, this is what we discussed. We discussed the benefits of CRM. We discussed the key features of CRM. We looked at a comparison of some of the major players, and I hope that was helpful, where we calculated how to do an ROI. And I did share with you some of the tips for success and also shared with you some of the resources for research. So thank you for attending this event. I'm glad hopefully you're enjoying the CRM Summit that we're doing. If you didn't attend and you're just looking at this complimentary and supplementary webinar, I hope that you found it helpful. This is my contact information. By all means, reach out to me directly if you have any questions at all. I hope this was helpful and hope we get a chance to work together. Take care.